Welcome back to another episode of Uncut and Unfiltered. Today, we're having a bit of a catch-up. It's been a few weeks. We apologise. We've heard so many of you, well, we've heard. Stevie's had all of you reaching out to him. What's happening, mate? When's the next episode going live? Well, we're filming it now. We're getting it out. Posh, how are you, sir?
All right, my lover.
Yeah, it's nice to be back together, man. It's been a minute since we've seen you, certainly, hasn't it? You've been busy.
Well, I was off on a bit of a holiday as well. Busy at work, yeah. So it's
busy work, busy play. There we go. Fair enough. You're all good, though, yeah?
I'm all good, yeah. It's lovely to see you both.
And Dram Pirate, how are you?
I'm good, mate. Yeah.
Fantastic.
It's been a while.
It has been a minute. It's been a few minutes. And in all honesty, the last time we were supposed to be together was Edinburgh Whiskey Festival. Bumped into a load of people. I have some presents here from the wonderful Amy, Whiskey Amy Away. I think you can assume that one's for you, and I think you can safely assume that one's for you, sir. Some lovely pin badges. So
lovely.
Awesome. Massive shout out to Amy. Thank you so much. I've got my pin badge already added to my collection at home.
Double good, because this is a stag with an old-fashioned, as per the cocktail in our cocktails episode.
Listen to it. I don't know how she managed to get both of them
very good.
On point, to be honest. Stevie's got his Cutty Sark pirate ship as well. Yeah. So
thank you, Amy. This is really cool. Really cool. Nice really cool touch that.
We also had Paul come over. Paul was at Edinburgh Whiskey Festival last year. He came over and gave me a Glenfiddich 12 because he's a joker. This year he was gutted you weren't there, Stevie. He actually given me a Bowmore 12 to give to you.
Right.
Now, I haven't brought it with me because I know you're not going to drink it. And next year, Ian, he says he needs to see you next year because he's going to have a present for you.
Oh, what could that be?
Exactly what he's going to get.
Let us know in the comments what you think that is.
Exactly. Let us know what you think it's going to be.
I think I know what it's going to be.
What do you reckon it's going to be?
Dalmore 12.
A Dalmore 12? You might be right. You might be wrong.
Don't talk bad about Dalmore, mate. You know.
I don't want to get in trouble. Right, okay. We'll have to wait and see next year. I think there's something cool that we can do with these little bottles, though. So I've got them safe at home.
Okay, cool.
We'll make sure. And then the final little present that we have is actually from a very good new friend of mine, Carlos. And he's given us 3 whiskies, one each. I'll come clean with you, lads. I can't even remember whose is whose. So maybe we'll all just pour one of them.
Do you know what? He sent me a message. I think I know. If you want to...
Hey, listen, my guess is... the Abasolo Mexican whiskey, which is made from a local variety of corn, I think is mine. I think the Filey Bay is you, Peter. Ian, sorry. And I think the Glen Scotia is you, Stevie. But I'm not entirely sure. And sorry, for some reason. What do you want, mate? Just lay down and relax. So yeah, let's pour ourselves a wee dram.
Can't remember.
These are on Carlos. So again, thank you so much, Carlos. Really, really wonderful to meet yourself, to meet Amy, to see Paul again. And to be honest, so many wonderful people at that festival. I was non-stop chatting away to people.
Sorry, this is Mexican whiskey, this one.
This is Mexican whiskey.
Oh, that is
Glen Scotia.
Oh, yes. Okay, it does say Glen Scotia. I was just a little bit...
No. Yeah, so we've all got something different.
Okay.
And I think today what we're going to do, guys, other than having a bit of a catch-up, other than sort of keeping you updated with what's going on with us, we're just going to try some drams that we've been enjoying recently, right? You got 5 whiskies here. We've each bought a couple. We're going to have some drams, have some chats. Very laid back, very easy going. So drop in the comments what brands you want us to see chasing up with next on follow-up episodes, but today is quite a relaxed one.
Also, let us know what you're drinking at the moment, enjoying.
Yeah,
absolutely. So,
cheers, boys. Good to see you.
Nice.
Lovely to see you all. Slancha Carlos as well.
Hi.
And yeah, just as anticipated, this smells super funky. I was talking with Carlos for ages at the show, and he completed his doctorate, if I'm remembering correctly, about a year or so ago. He's telling me all these super geeky facts about these different whiskies, particularly this Mexican whiskey. And I hope I'm not wrong in saying, Carlos, I think you're at least of Mexican heritage, has a lot of information about this corn variety. The sort of geek that I love getting along with, do you know what I mean? He just had all of the answers to all of these different questions.
Yeah.
And this is something he did not stop talking about.
That is chili powder.
Really?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Glen Scotia can
really
be so interesting.
It's very intense straight away.
Mm-hmm.
It's literally like you've just sprinkled chili on my tongue. I don't know why you'd be doing that, but that's what I got. And then the Glen Scotia fruit comes through. But yeah, wow, I don't know if it's because it's the first dram and I've been eating crap all day, but
Yeah, in fairness, this Mexican corn tastes very different to your standard sort of bourbon.
Chili.
Not nice.
It's not that it's not nice, it's just... Here. See if it's just me. And I'll go in for the Mexican. How about you, Ian?
Spiley Bay is interesting, actually.
It's the peated cask one, right?
It is the peated, but I don't think it's peated cask, isn't it?
Correct, yeah.
And it's really interesting because it's intensely woody rather than intensely peated or smoky. You've got just like a hint at the back, and it's like a kind of a really like embery, charred, kind of somehow simultaneously wet and kind of very dry wood coming through.
Do you know what casks are used for this? Because I've actually tried this expression before, but I couldn't really find the details of the sort of, is it ex-Lefroy, Lagavulin, Kalila, or is it like an Ardmore? Is it a mainland peat?
I have no idea, but you're not getting any
TCP, no.
any iodine from it.
But I agree with you. It's that mixture between the wet and the dry, which to me, it didn't come across as like, oh, well, that's an Ardmore, or you know what I mean? It was quite kind of quite a unique finish. Yeah. Like you say, it's more wood than peat.
Yeah.
And in my personal opinion, I do like Spiley Bay. I bumped into them we bumped into them at the Whiskey Show, wasn't it? And they've got some really great products out. I'm not the biggest fan of this peated one. And I can't remember what Carlos was saying. There was a reason, again, that he gave each one to each of us.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, at this point, I've forgotten completely what the reasons were.
I've had a few different expressions from them over the years. And look, there's nothing wrong with it. It's perfectly drinkable. It's decent. Quite happily have a dram of that. I'm not sure I need a bottle.
Right, okay. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. I'm really liking this Glen Scotia, but you're right. Fucking hell, there's...
It's not just me.
No. And on the nose, it's quite deceiving, because on the nose, it's nothing but Campbelltown funk and beauty and grace and everything that you want from Miss America. It's like so elegant, right? And then on the palate, it's, completely...
It's intense. And then it mellows, Yeah. Very interesting, Mexican corn.
Yeah. And this is the thing.
What percentage are we at here?
I don't know if you wrote them down on the things.
43% for Mexican corn.
Is that it?
Well, that's what it says.
Yeah.
Now let me try a little bit of that.
Although, I tell you what, now on the nose, this is at the very, very back end, warming up a little bit, maybe.
Oh.
Getting a little bit spicier. Interesting stuff there, right? So talk to me.
Amusing moment, it's called.
Yeah, I know.
It is.
Never heard of it.
Oh.
Because it tastes like chili.
Right.
So
talk to us. Who's bought what? Who's drinking what? Why have we selected the bottles that we bought? I actually, straight out, we're talking about the Edinburgh Whiskey Festival. I brought this along to the Edinburgh Whiskey Festival, and it just about survived. No, I had 1 dram out of it, maybe 1.5. I opened it to try it, to write a couple of tasting notes.
Right.
And then I thought, to be honest, what I thought with you was, I'm going to leave that until the Dram of the Year episode, because we always seem to have a Craigie and it's really, really delicious.
Yep.
And then obviously we weren't all going to the Edinburgh, so I wanted to bring some treats along for people. So I bought this. I bought the 2008 Dalmore vintage that we actually all really liked.
Yeah.
And I bought the Maker's Mark that Charlotte very kindly
nice
with.
I know the one, yeah.
Cool. And I poured away pretty much all 3 of them.
Wow.
Like they're all gone. So yeah, hopefully the people at Edinburgh Whiskey Festival all got a little bit of something extra. But I bought that because I didn't think it would last much longer. So that's what I've been enjoying. That's what a lot of our fans have been enjoying if they bumped into me. Who's bought what otherwise?
I've bought a Bunnahabhain Hand Fill, which we can come on to. I guess we can start with something that's off camera.
Oh, go on.
A Cut Your Wolf Loose special. This is an Aaron 10-year-old,
nice.
I believe, at quite a high 58.6%.
Okay.
Fairly
straight bourbon?
Recent release. Yes, first fill bourbon. Very cool design.
Yeah.
I'm digging that quite a lot.
Yeah.
And I think, did they blow this up on their wall? Can't remember. Anyway, they usually do. Some they don't. Most they do. Really, really interesting. You're more than welcome to try. Toffee apples, vanilla ice cream, caramel sauce, etc., etc.
I think it'd be rude to say no. I
need to pour some of this away.
Nice one.
And yeah, I've been enjoying this lately. It's kind of like a nice little go-to. It took a while to open up for me.
Okay. But it's one that you've been enjoying. Any reason in particular that you just, I mean, because, you know, like all of us, we're very lucky, we enjoy lots of wonderful whiskey.
Yeah, I've got quite a few bottles open at the moment, but...
You've got a bit of an affinity with Cut Your Wolf, don't you? You really love the brand, I think.
Yeah, but to be fair, I think this was my first bottle I ever bought. I've tasted a lot.
Oh, right.
You know, on the podcast stuff. And I was going to go for their release with the whiskey shop, their Williamson, I think it was.
Oh, yeah.
But it was just a bit up there, which I think everyone agreed on then, price-wise.
Oh, really? Okay, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, but obviously, you know,
unnamed
fair dues to,
whether it's named or unnamed,
to Seb, they put their markup on it, you know.
Yeah.
It was obviously a joint product. So I went for this instead. I think this was about... I think it was about 100 quid, 90 pounds, 100 pounds, maybe 90. I'll find out by the end of the episode. But no, it's just one I really want to get into. I've not had much sort of single cask Arran. And obviously, you know, we've had a lot of Arran. Yeah. But yeah, I just biscuity, caramel sauce, vanilla ice cream.
It's that toffee apple for me.
Toffee apple, yeah.
It's that toffee. It's more of like a gooey caramel apple though, really, than a... Yeah, I get the apple straight away on that back end. Yeah, it's beautiful.
There's quite an interesting transition for me between the nose and the palate. I said to you, we popped the cork earlier, and I had a little bit of a sniff down the bottom. I said it's actually kind of smelled quite like almost hoppy.
Yes,
like lot of malt on the front of the nose, but actually, like you said, it then transitions very quickly on the palate into a lot of fruitiness, more kind of traditional bourbon cask flavors coming through. There's quite a lot of vanilla as well.
But what I would say about that is the malt definitely hits you up front, and for me, there's a bit of astringency at the very front of the mouth, and that malt seems to focus right in on the sort of the pinpoint very front. I don't know if anyone else is getting that. Like you say, the malt is there, it kind of hits you with a lot of malt, then transitions into fruit, but the astringency seems to leave you on that malty note, whether it is biscuity like you say, or I think it's a little bit more cereal for me, but
for sure. I'm
like a special K.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That kind of
watching that waistline.
Always, mate.
I get left with a kind of like a wet cigar leaf note on the back end as well. A little bit of dampness, sort of damp wood. Not even damp, but you know, that kind of,
I say this in quite a positive way. I describe it as rustic.
Yeah, for sure. But it's just always interesting to me to especially see that with these brands that we know and love in their kind of rawest form, right? You know,
this is why independent bottlers are so key, right? You know, guys like Seb getting really good juice out there, whether it's a single cask or a small batch expression, putting your own little touch on it, or just capturing as this a moment in time from the distillery, right? I mean, ultimately, he's just had the good sense to buy it, the patience to keep it, and then the knowledge to bottle it at the right point.
And the privilege as well,
and
really.
The privilege, correct, exactly that. So
yeah, this is one that I've been going to. It's one that I put in my hip flask when I go down the pub on the weekends sometimes and hand around. So yeah, it's just an interesting little, you know, bottle, and it's always good to give a nod to indies, you know.
Yeah,
definitely.
Nice.
The only indie on the table, actually, so well done. Good shout.
Caddens.
Oh, sorry.
You know.
All right, fair enough. I mean, they're fairly well tied in with a couple of pretty well-established distilleries, one of which sits right to its left.
Been around since 1842 as well, kind of part of the furniture.
Right, yeah. But no, you're right. They are technically, absolutely, fair enough.
So what's up next? We've got Bushmills 10. Who bought that?
I bought that. And you know what? We don't need to tuck in if we don't want. Of course, please do if you do want. Janice very kindly left it for us after the Bushmills episode, and as a result, I've been enjoying it a little bit. It's funny, actually. I was enjoying it just the other evening, and I personally haven't had this note at all, but I was enjoying it, and I was it tastes a little bit soapy. And that's the reason I decided to bring it, because as with all whiskies, there's no right, there's no wrong. We all get different things, some of it positive, some of it negative. I personally have never got a soapy element from Bushmills. But after it was said to me, I couldn't shake it. I'm not sure if I agree or if I disagree, but there's something in there that's it's interesting. It's very interesting. So that's why I wanted to bring that one. I personally love it, but the question for the table, for the beautiful people at home is, has anyone else ever had a bit of a soapy note on a Bushmills?
Can't say I have.
Do you want to pour yourself a bit and have a go, or
Wash my mouth out.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's interesting. I mean, soapiness is definitely something you can get on other whiskies. It's something that I've seen on Moors.
I was going to say, but more is the first one that comes to my mind.
I've had it on a couple of Kalilas, although argument was it a flawed bottle and was that consistent? I had a very interesting discussion around a soapy note on a Kalila once that ended up literally getting another bottle for the same release,
and it wasn't.
Yeah, so
that's interesting.
It's was it some glassware that hadn't been quite washed out or something before?
Or that had been washed out improperly. Yeah,
exactly.
Right, okay, that's interesting. That's very interesting.
So was that soapy note literally soap?
Yeah. A bit of fairy liquid in your whiskey. Fair enough. Okay.
But interesting how it had, presumably a very small amount that had been washed out to an extent could have potentially had such a significant effect.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, Jesus, it's a strong scent when it's actual soap. If you're looking for it within a whiskey, that's one thing. But if there's actual soap in there, that's another. Like I say, I think it's really quite a beautiful dram, and to be honest, since that episode, Steve, obviously, look, 25, and if you're lucky enough to try the 30-year-old Bushmills, it gets pretty heavy. But
yep.
I think as the rest of the core range goes, the 10's my favorite. The 16 is great, don't get me wrong. As I mentioned to Janice on the day, I just personally don't feel it's quite what I want from a kind of a port matured whiskey. I think like you, we like that port quite thick and heavy and also slightly higher strength.
Jammy, juicy, that's what we want, right?
Exactly. And the 21 is great. But at the same time, when you look at it from a value perspective, this is just insanely good value for money.
Yeah.
It's like 35 quid.
Yeah.
So it just seems like a bit of a no-brainer. But
yeah, the new Bushmills presentation is excellent as well. I think they've done a really good job with these kind of slightly square bottles. Labels.
And we said the same thing on the day with Janice. What I love about this, again, is the core range isn't 10, 12, 15, 18, 21, 25. Yeah. It's just like they give it all a bit of room. 10, 16, 21, 25, 30, and then some single casks released, And it just, I think it makes their core range a lot more desirable. It means I'm not playing around, do I want the 10 or the 12, or the 12 or the 15,
Yeah.
They can all just get a little bit on top of each other, can't they? So I think that the Bushmills core range, and I agree, the branding, spot on. One of my favorites at the minute, actually.
Yeah.
Sorry, I missed out on that. I stepped off for a minute. Was having some camera issues. You may have been out of focus for the first 10 minutes.
Don't worry, guys.
I'm sorry. You can't get the stuff. So I put you. It was getting confused.
I'm sure everybody was quite happy. We don't have to look at that.
I think it was getting very confused with all sorts of things and trying to find. Anyway, you're locked in now. Sorry. Did you get the soapy note?
Not massively.
Okay.
There's something a little bit peculiar in there, though, that after that was said to me, I just can't shit it.
There's a little bit of kind of maybe like slightly perfumey, kind of potpourri kind of note, which, you can get lots of different kinds of soaps, right?
Right, yeah. Yeah. Bit of florality, a bit of...
Yeah.
Interesting.
For me, I think soapiness is often about the kind of mouthfeel as much as the taste.
Yeah.
And it's also a little bit difficult going something 58% down to 40%, but
for sure, yeah, maybe we should have done it the other way around. I have to say though, Stevie, it's delicious.
It's a good dram, isn't it?
It's a really wonderful dram. For 100 quid, I think that's bang on the money, really.
I think it was maybe just under. I'll double check towards the end.
Yeah. Cool.
I'm not really getting soapy note on this, but the kind of perfumed, flowery note maybe. Were you in your bubble bath when you were having this? Is that maybe the crossover?
You got me.
That
must have been it.
The lavender bubbles.
This episode is sponsored by Radox.
Oh, God.
What a great dram. Since that episode, as I said, was so impressed with Bushmills.
Yeah.
Just from quality, price, everything. So this 10-year-old is great. Great shout that you've been enjoying it. And equally, Janice left the 16, which you very kindly let me have, and that didn't last long at all. So
So do comment Radox in the comments below if you want to have an episode from Jake's bathroom.
Please don't do that.
You're going to have
We're not doing
hundreds
that. We're just definitely not doing
and
that.
hundreds of comments.
I've ruined you now.
I've ruined
It's
you.
funny that you say that, actually, because I did that advent calendar recently.
Yeah.
We filmed for the advent calendar.
Wait, when you keep saying this, it sounds like you did like a photo
Like a
shoot.
nude calendar.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's what my whole family do. You're in a nude calendar. I said, no, I'm not in a nude calendar. What? I did a whiskey advent calendar with Flavia, and we did the filming for it. And the majority of the filming was me, sat to camera, trying whiskeys, doing voiceover, scripted, fine, great, it's all cool. But they wanted like a few cutaways. The idea this year is that it's hotel Flavia, so you're staying in a hotel. So I'm there. Oh, today I'm in the library, or today I'm in this room, or I've just stolen this bottle of whiskey from the whiskey room, or whatever it is, and kind of, you know,
Jesus, it's like Cluedo.
a little bit, yeah. Colonel
looks a bit
Mustard
like that.
in the library,
Yeah.
with the bottle of whiskey. But anyway, at the end, they wanted me to film this thing where I'm coming out of the bathroom in my special made robe, being like, "Don't come in here, guys! Like, this is the bathroom. Go to the whiskey."
That's so funny.
I'm
Please tell me you had a
interested,
towel as
honestly,
well.
mate, yeah, I feel like the biggest goon.
No, you
ever.
did. You had a towel on your head.
No, I didn't have a towel, but I had the bathroom.
Yeah, sorry, but I thought you had like a.
No, it wasn't that bad. But still, you felt like that much of an idiot, and I'm very much looking forward to seeing what they do with that.
You are going to become a meme.
I'm going to look like the biggest prick. So if you see me on the Flavia advent calendar and you think that I look like an idiot, please comment and let us know. It'd be good fun.
Amazing, absolutely amazing. Cool. Where are we going on to?
I reckon this one.
Oh, another little
Do
one.
you? The Bunna?
Yeah.
Do you like Bunna, do you?
I do,
Yeah? All right, go on.
I put them in an order in terms of like, you know, Pete and others. So as always, I try
How have
and...
these two made it to the front? Fucking get out of the way. The Bunna is next. This is yours, isn't it?
Another one, yeah. Bought this at auction recently. In fact, I won 2 putters. I won the 70 centilitre port pipe. Is it a distillery exclusive?
Warehouse 9.
Warehouse 9 thing, yeah.
Oh, that's filthy.
And before I went to kind of check out and pay, I said, Ian, what do you think of these two? He said, keep this one and stick the other one back on the auction. It's
Oh, really?
to just...
The port pipe is a very Marmite dram. I know a couple of people that love it. It's incredibly tannic.
Okay, I'd probably like it then.
So yeah, but I think when I chatted to Stevie about it, we kind of went through it and was like, we kind of determined that it might not have been his thing.
maybe wise cool. So I stuck it back on and I made a couple of quid on it and, you know...
Whereas these Manzanilla casks...
So I cracked this open.
These are renowned, right? I mean, this is like...
One of the best drams I've had this year.
What one?
Yeah,
It's aggressive.
and I wasn't involved in the whiskey show one, so not that.
Yeah,
Whiskey
one of these exact 20 CLs.
Yeah, the 50, 40, 20, 38.
Oh, the silly
yeah,
drams that we
yeah,
had.
yeah,
Sorry,
yeah,
I see what
yeah.
you mean. Yeah.
But I sat there
Here, do you want to put yourself
and
down?
just
Gonna finish this one.
reveled in. I was just blown away at how bloody delicious it is. Now I don't know if that was the moment. Couldn't fault it. Got this like, well, have a taste and let me know what you think. You've tried a few of these, but obviously
yeah, not this particular cask.
yeah.
I
So this is
don't
cask
think.
332 for anyone at home. This is a 12-year-old Manzanilla, 52.4.
Oh my god, it's fucking amazing. Just wait, just watch this.
So
I want to see if it
excited
does
about
anything
that.
to Jake. You might just be like, I've had better.
Oh no, that does smell naughty.
Bunna and Manzanilla for me are a fucking match made in heaven because
Dip.
especially the stuff that's been matured on Isla, because you've got the kind of salty sweetness of the sherry goes so well with the kind of salted caramel spirit of Bunna, which you get, which is amped up when it's in kind of any kind of sherry. But I think Manzanilla is the perfect kind of sherry to be maturing your Bunna
Harmony,
spirit in.
right? Perfect harmony.
But also fucking big roller coaster journey of a dram as well, because of the difference in the kind of the salty saline notes, the sweetness and fruit of the sherry as well. It's a big dipper.
I get this beautiful kind of like salted almond croissant dusted with vanilla and caramel and all sorts of... Yeah, it wasn't the moment. It's having it again here. Oh my God. So good, and it's only a small little bottle as well. And someone has asked me for a sample.
Yeah.
One of our friends on
said
Instagram.
Yeah.
Well, actually,
It's not
he
left,
said,
mate, sorry.
I'll swap you for a Mandalina that I have. And I said, how good is it?
Right.
Because
this
I'll
one's
be
really
honest,
fucking good.
I'm
Yeah,
not letting this
yeah,
go unless there's something just as good.
What's really interesting about this one is I'm sure it is unpeated, but there's a kind of slight spice and kind of woodiness on the finish that almost comes across like a very light peat, right?
It's that richness.
I don't get it
think.
on the palate. I get that on the nose. It's really interesting you say that. I think it's actually quite thick on the nose.
Yeah.
Considering.
Do you know what this is? The tasting note I get from this, I think I'm probably gonna fuck it up. I think they're called devils on horseback or something. You have them at Christmas. It's rather than pigs and blankets, like devils like horseback or whatever. It's a date wrapped in bacon.
Yes. You're right. Yeah, it is.
Never heard of that.
Yeah, it is.
So that's really interesting you say that, because to me, and this is delicious, good shout, I'm getting like a plum jus. Do you know what I mean? Like a seriously reduced, just really thick and sticky and sweet. It's plums for me. Small amounts of other bits, but to be honest, I think it's just kind of standard fruitiness. Nothing's really standing out other than those plums. That's what's
And pepper.
and the saltiness.
And it's salty.
Really
That
salty.
beautiful salinity, and I know what you mean. It's kind of like you want to think. You think salted caramel. I'm thinking salted caramel, but it's not actually that. It's taking it a step further. I just can't think of what it is. You know, the salty and the sweet mixture. It's that, but it's not caramel. It's something.
It's more of a kind of savoury sweetness. Is that what you're sort of saying? I know that doesn't make sense, but like
maybe like a fruit, like I'm saying, like a plum, like it's that.
yeah, exactly. Sweet,
What
sweet
does
and
that
savoury.
translate to? What am I thinking in my mind's eye? What have I tried that actually tastes like that?
To me, I think that's where I came to, because with the like the devils on horseback, you get a kind of fruitiness from the
salty
dates,
bacon.
the saltiness of the bacon. I think to me, I get a slight. There is a little kind of bit of meatiness to this dram as well. Not a lot, but just like a hint. I think for you, it's come across as the savoury element, right?
Yeah,
there's a kind of maybe meaty is the wrong word. There's a bit of an umami, right?
Yeah, definitely. All right, I need to try these. What do you call them? Devil horsebacks.
Devils on horseback.
Devils on horsebacks. I need to try one. I've never heard that before. This is delicious. Well done.
It's so good.
Yeah,
Very well done.
that is,
I mean, you didn't make it. You have nothing to do with it other than bringing it.
No, I
here,
bought
but
it
I feel
and
like
gave it to you.
shaking your
So,
hand right
yeah.
now. This is delicious.
It was a good shout, and
This is a proper end of Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. You chose wisely.
I did.
I'll tell you what you didn't do well, though. You only got a 20 centilitre bottle of it.
I know, mate.
Some of
Run out
these,
quickly.
some of these
Oh,
they
yeah.
only do 20 cl. Sometimes they're like, oh, it's a hoggy or whatever. We don't want 150 or 200 bottles or whatever was left. We're going to do 520 cls.
For sure. Oh, listen, makes sense.
Right.
That's my favourite so far.
Yeah.
Bloody good.
That's very
Whoever put that into auction to make approximately about £4 after fees, you're a fucking muppet.
No, I love you. Thank you.
Well, thank you,
Stevie
but-
has it now, and it belongs with us, not with you, clearly. I hope you're enjoying your £4, and that's fine.
They pop up, but they weren't, as I say, 50 quid. Couldn't say no. I know it's 20 centilitre. A few people messaged me on Instagram and were like, ooh, 20 centilitre. It's like, suit yourself.
But I think they're.
No, it's not worth it, mate. You're right.
you make
it's
all-
too expensive.
don't bother.
You make all the
look
effort
at
of
them.
going to either. I think they're 40 quid anyway.
Yeah, I know.
So
Exactly.
Yeah, that's true. That is fucking true. I mean, if you go to Ireland, you just load it.
I will, fill my boot.
When we first went to Ireland, we were in Bunnahabhain's shop, and he was looking at me like,
I'm an idiot.
"Are you all right?" And I was like, "Yeah, honestly, mate, you want to grab a few of these?"
And I don't know if it's
You wanna
it
skip
was
some of this
it was
shit,
that
you know?
little shed of a shop that they had.
Yeah, it was the old.
so that's where I went.
Yeah.
And one of these is exactly how I fucking fell in love with Bunna. I
right.
went. It wasn't Bunna Day. I went and I wasn't sure what to expect. I'd only had 12 before.
Right.
I don't think it was an amazing batch, and I was like, "This is okay."
Yeah.
And they plied me with alcohol, and I walked out of the shop having spent about £500.
Yeah, straight up.
And I
Was
must
it
have.
David? Was it?
I can't remember.
He knows how to put on a good fucking tour. In fairness to him, like
It wasn't even a tour. Like they just started chucking stuff at me at the shop, right? I probably drank like 50 quid's worth just in the shop. I had about 10 different drams, like a lot of Warehouse 9 casks, some older core range stuff, and the face bottles that had just been released as well. And I walked away with like 5 of
your
these.
Life.
Yeah.
That's what you left with, mate.
Ever since that day, it has been soundly in my top 5 distilleries. And I keep on fucking buying it. So, the 40, 50 quid worth of drams they plied me with was well worth it, because I spent thousands on Bunna since.
Well, I bought nothing in the shop. In fact, I bought nothing of a Viola.
Sorry, not only did he buy nothing, he looked at me as if I was
mad,
clinically insane, to put it nicely. Like, he genuinely, the amount of shit I got from him. You were like, what are you doing? That's not even a proper bottle.
Is this even a whiskey?
That's not going to last you 2 minutes. You're paying 50 quid.
I had just come on board at that point in the company. I knew fuck all about whiskey.
Too green for my liking.
I still don't. However, I bought nothing.
At least now you've got the good sense to buy what you don't know about.
I bought nothing from Ireland, and that's probably PTSD as to why I pick up a handful everywhere I go. I'm going to regret it.
True.
Mate, that was absolutely
I'm going to
delicious.
try and make this last. This is insanely good.
It's good, isn't it?
This is really good. And I have to say, the only way we can follow this up, and I'm sorry, I'm following your order, but also this has to come next now, because
I think it's the right order.
I think that this is a really good heads up, to be honest with you.
Also, as my last point on this, before I kind of blow my load,
sorry?
This is also wonderfully different to the one that got me into Bunna as well. And that's, I think, the other great thing about these casks.
Diversity.
Yeah.
But also consistency and quality within that diversity.
Yes.
It's rare that you get one that's rubbish. Like you say, maybe the port is a Marmite, but people either love it or they hate it. I don't think there's any of these that people collectively go, that's shit. No. There's always that split decision, or like this, I think you'd find it hard to find anyone who doesn't like that.
I'm quite excited by this.
Pour yourself a hefty dram. I'm very excited to share it with you both.
I've been umming and ahhing about this since it got fucking released
I think everybody
May.
did a little bit, and I was kind of... I'm sure everyone at home is probably, Jake's always being frivolous with his money. He probably just jumps at everything. This was released. This is an 11-year-old.
You spent a couple of days thinking about buying this, if I remember.
And I nearly didn't buy it. And I actually went around. I had about four or five people tell me, no, dude, trust me, you have to buy it. Everyone who is at Speyside went nuts.
Yeah.
And okay. And normally, like the teapot dram, also 140 quid, right?
Yeah.
Bought 2 of them straight away. No bothers. With this, I only bought 1, and I opened it, and I thought, I should probably buy another one of these, to be honest with you.
With zero disrespect to Glengoyne, because we've all tasted Teapot Dram 10, and it is fantastic and worth the 140. I wonder whether this is one of those occasions where actually the 11-year-old age statement for £140 is doing it no favours.
Right.
Because it's fascinating how you just did that comparison of 2 sherry drams. And it was like a light bulb moment for me to go, actually, wait, maybe that is okay for when the quality's, assuming the quality is there, right?
And this is the thing, for me, that's exactly the reason I decided to go for it. I thought, okay, it is punchy for an 11, but... we know Craig Alicky. We know that hotel release.
I'm having this conversation with people. It's a single cask OB.
Yeah.
And it's not any OB, it's Craig Alicky.
Yeah. Listen. But I think it's interesting. People feel that way. And more a stretch. And even for me, and if I'm the most frivolous of the whiskey, buyers, maybe that is something that they need to consider. However, get it on your lips, and I think you'll quickly decide that it's very well worth the £140.
It's an interesting point, actually, Jake, because a few people...
He's looking at me funny, mate.
A few people lately have been turning their nose up a little bit at single cask OBs in and around that mark of pricing and age. And I have to remind them, first of all, we're in an inflated market, right? Second of all, these are OB single casks.
This is at 61.8%, can I just say as well?
So...
yeah,
you got a duty on that.
Hayek messaged me the other day, and I'm not sort of dropping in it here, or
you are, because you've actually just dropped his name. Go on.
And I think you got sent it. The Glen Alicky 11-year-old single cask came out a couple of days ago.
I haven't been sent
it yet. And I think that's at around 120 I want to say 20 mark,
I don't
something
know.
like that.
Okay. I've been
And
contacted.
he sort of said, "You're getting one," and I
said,
said,
getting one
"Not
as
sure." No, he asked me if I was,
Oh.
and he says it's too much, you know. And I thought,
120 quid?
I think it was 120, around that mark. But I don't think it's too bad, you know. OB single cask, you know. But you're right.
But I'll tell you
on
one
the
thing,
Craig
I think we
Gallagher,
all
people have done
agree.
that, and also on what else was released recently that was single cask?
Teapot.
The Teapot. And people have been umming and ahhing, and it hasn't sold out like it usually does, right?
I'm a little bit surprised by that because it does normally sell out fairly quickly.
Oh, they're sort of really promoting that, you know.
Yeah.
And because I thought, mate, I
you're
set
talking
my
about the Teapot here?
alarm because from what I
we
thought,
were texting, right?
yeah,
In fairness, I thought it would go as well.
I thought it would
bought
go within
2
the
days
half hour.
afterwards. I missed it.
and
Actually,
it's
I completely.
I
went over
believe
my
it's
head.
still for sale.
I might
Yes,
buy
in the-
another
in the
one.
time of recording
I might buy
this-
another one. I might buy another one.
How many did you buy?
I've
Two.
got 2.
Or 2.
I might buy
Yeah.
another.
You really like it.
Well, this is the
Do you know
thing,
what's funny
dude,
though?
it's just- I know how I feel about this.
Did you only get one of these?
I only got one, and that's the thing for me.
Were you only allowed to get one?
Nope.
Okay.
No, it's still for sale. This you can still buy this.
Yeah, and I do think I will buy another one.
Sorry. Anyway, Ian, I interrupted you.
No, that's all right.
On
Can I borrow your hat for a second?
Yeah, sure. There you go.
Thanks. It's for 61.8.
Sorry, what is happening?
For 61.8, it's a little bit thin.
You look like you've just got off
There you
a
go.
fucking ship or something. It is a little bit thin. I was wondering what the fuck was going on there. Right, okay. Yeah, okay, that's interesting. You think that this is a bit thin for 61.8?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, it's, you know, objectively it's not thin, but it's not quite like as chewy as I imagined it perhaps should be. Maybe it's because we've also fresh off this Manthania, which was pretty fucking chewy.
So I hear what you're saying, and I think the reason for that is because from Craigellachie, you expect a big meaty bastard, right?
Yes.
Correct. And I get that. That's kind of why I like this. I think that it is quite a lot of people would probably say maybe it's a little bit overcooked. And I think it's on that borderline towards becoming a little bit overcooked. But I love that. It's kind of in that special space for me. It's kind of similar, not in flavor profile, but on that line of being slightly overcooked. Our 23-year-old Springbank, our 13-year-old Port Charlotte, these drams that were just so close to the edge.
Yeah.
And arguably, some people maybe thought they were a bit over. But for me, I love that just there on the brink of it. And to me, that's what this is.
So I guess what I imagined, having spoken to some people on this, is that it would be fuller in the mouth. For me, I'm getting quite an intense, like, not just burnt, but like properly kind of smoke alarm going off marmalade. Someone has set fire to that saucepan by accident. But it's a little bit one-dimensional. There's a lot of that and not a huge amount of anything else, and it's not quite as mouth coating as I wanted. It's not perhaps as meaty as I expected. Maybe it's because the other Craigies we've tried recently have been so exceptional, whether it was the 17 in the wine cask from the Spirit of Speyside last year, the Craigie Hotel, the 37 that we had at the Whiskey Show, the 39, was it 39 that we had at the We've been spoiled.
You have just listed off some like all-time drams there, dude. Yeah, we have been spoiled by
all of
Craigellachie.
them amazing, and this one
It's different.
It's different, but for me, it hasn't quite hit the spot in the same way.
Stevie?
On the nose initially, I got these lovely cola bottle, Haribo cola bottles, cherry cola bottles. It's really dulled down. I kind of agree with you and yourself, Jake, in the sense that I think it's on the cusp of, it's not being overcooked. I think that it could take some water or some more time in the cask to bring that ABV down. I think, because this isn't a finish, is it? Or is it? No, sorry, mate. No, so it's a first fill Oloroso. Maybe it could have come out a little bit earlier, a couple of years.
Sorry, a bit earlier or a bit later?
Earlier.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's interesting.
But it's lovely. It's got that Craig Alecky style, obviously, right in there.
So you said burnt, and that's one of the things. Sorry, I just got up my my tasting notes that
But I am getting a very strong like coffee note in here, almost.
That's interesting. Okay, let me read you what I've got, because the burnt thing was something that really stuck with me. And let me just read the first line of my nose tastings, because this is what interested me, and I want to see if you guys get it. Warm, sticky raisins, slightly burnt barbecued rib ends, and kerosene.
The kerosene, no.
That's where I'm at with this. And then going onto the palate, again, kind of fattier, sticky toffee sauce, cranberry jelly.
It's the thing. I wanted the palate to be fattier. I don't get for me, it's a mixture of kind of sweet and kind of faux smoke in that kind of burntness, but it's not as sticky as I would want or especially expect for the ABV.
See, the burntness really comes through for you on the palate as well.
Yeah.
The burntness is more on the nose for me. That's interesting. But yeah, and then I said, fatty ribs and a slight sootiness towards the back end.
Definitely sootiness.
And the tannic rich oak. That's where but that's all in the end for me. The front of the palate is more of that juicy. I find that fascinating though. And you know what? I'm kind of pleased, because I thought you guys were going to go crazy about it. And that's what keeps you on your toes, right? Like, I really thought that you in particular, I thought you would love this. For being different.
I have sat there, hovered over the Craig Alecky webpage like dozens of times, but I'm not going to buy it now.
No. And how do you feel about it now?
Would I buy it?
Yeah.
I'll save that to the end.
Stevie keeping everyone on their fucking edge of the seat. Don't know why you paid for the seat. You're only using a very, very small part.
Not that anyone cares, but I want to keep you.
Yeah, well, exactly. Me, maybe. All right, cool. Well, sure. Look,
thank you for bringing it. You are obviously enjoying it at the moment.
I'm really excited about this one.
And you bought it, so that's
and I love
fucking
Craig
great.
Alecky. I am a simp for all things Craig Alecky. I'll do anything for it. Okay, so I love it. I'll probably buy another one. I'm not going to bring it to the roundup of the year though, because I think I might get
Tell me,
told to leave.
You poured this freely at Edinburgh Whisky Festival.
Yeah.
What were other people's reactions by it?
Pretty much they all loved it, but that could just be them being polite to me. I've just bought them a dram.
They're scared.
Coming over saying, oh, it's really nice to meet you, whatever.
Scared to upset you, mate.
And then, maybe they're just, they don't
it's lovely.
Yeah. Oh, this guy loves Craig Alecky. He's mental. Yeah, it's great, mate. Thanks so much. Yeah, I basically walked around Edinburgh Whisky Festival accosting people with Craig Alecky. But no, I think this one was a favourite. Loads of people loved that Dalmore 2008 vintage as well. Really, really loved that.
Yep.
I basically said, what would you like? We've got these 3 drams. The bourbon was the one that was least touched, but for the people who did try it, they all really loved it. So
I just had a sip of the last bit of the Bunna there. The nuts.
Right.
The nuttiness.
Yep. Absolutely.
Fantastic.
Yeah. That is very, very
The nuts. Right. Where are we going?
So we're over to me for the last two. It's quite unusually I've bought none of these are particularly heavily peated, but I'm the only one that's bought anything with a bit of peat in it this evening.
All right.
Go on then. Introduce us to your mate Pete. What have you got?
So we're back to independent bottlers. We've got Cadenheads, and
I've heard about this. I've heard a lot about this.
So one of their enigmas, which is their kind of, we're not going to tell you who it is, single malt whiskey from Orkney. So
they may as well fucking tell us who it is, right? I mean, come on, Cadenheads. At this point, let's let's just an island whiskey. Let's make it a little bit more vague.
So, the thing is with these enigmas is they're not necessarily single cask bottlings. There's only 288 bottles of this, so it might be still. Okay. But what I wanted to do with these bottles that I'm enjoying is also try and bring along some stuff, which it turns out you guys have also done as well. It's kind of relatively accessible. You might be able to find it, not too expensive, that I'm really enjoying. And this is a 19-year-old, not Highland Park, that has been finished in Fino sherry casks since 2022. So 2-year Fino finish of the 19.
Be interested to see the colour on this, given that it's obviously in a green bottle.
A green bottle, but all of the enigmas are in a green bottle.
Yeah, indeed. I've had a couple of them, actually, a couple of bottles. In fact, I gave one away to Johnny Day.
Yeah, I mean, you obviously very kindly gave me the 25-year-old blend for Christmas last year, and then I think we all enjoyed the 16-year-old
16 was
Kilkerran and Hazelburn.
Yeah, 16 was amazing.
I thought it was a 15.
Maybe it was a 15.
Yeah,
15
the
or
50-50 split.
Yeah.
We know.
Oh, it's the one that I yeah. We won't go there, but yeah.
I don't know. You tell me that.
The one that we had at the festival, and I was like, no shit.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Would
The
you
one
then
that
change your
everyone's
mind?
About 30 drams.
Stevie, is he wising up to that one yet? Yeah. All right,
Yeah,
cool.
finally. On about the
Was it
ham.
Camden Heads is a grand.
It's grand,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's grand.
4
And he was
grand.
like, yeah, all right, mate. Fucking, who's this prick?
Yeah.
More along with you.
Fucking in his fucking snakeskin shirt and
Yeah, listen,
cowboy hat.
You're just a
What are
cameraman,
you?
right?
What
You
a
don't know what you're on
cunt.
about, is what you said.
Yeah, I am just a cameraman.
No, well, I have to say, I think we all came around on that one. You love it now, right?
Oh, it's a great. Yeah,
It's a
amazing.
great jam. And this...
But it needs to be had first,
Yeah.
not at the end of 30 fucking drams.
Right, fair enough. We'll give you a pass
It's
on that.
like
This one, maybe it's actually the wrong time of year to
It
enjoy it.
smells really weird.
I've been.
funky.
It is
Really
funky.
weird.
I was enjoying it a lot over summer, and I was often adding a block of ice to it on hot days.
Jesus. God, sorry, where were you on holiday?
Just when it was warm over summer.
Oh, okay.
It was warm over summer. This summer was shite, mate.
Well,
I don't know
occasionally.
where you were. It's fucking Mr. Hollybobs over here
Not-
just jetting
not
around
in
the
air.
world. Yeah, well, exactly.
When it was warm over summer in Barbados.
For that one day, if you remember, here in the UK, it was kind of warm.
Yeah, I like to travel, mate.
It's
What
got
can I
a
say?
weird
That
nose.
smells weird, mate. I don't know if I like this on the nose already.
I think this is a little bit marmitey. I've given this to a few different people, and
I've
the
had
reaction
nothing but good things, though. That's really interesting. I've had, like, again,
when I picked it up in the
3 or 4
shop,
people.
they said people said there were a
Smells off.
few people that
smells
loved it,
like-
people that hate it.
It smells like it's like
It's
some sort of
rancid
juice has
something.
been left out.
Yeah. It's rancid, like cheese or something.
Yeah, it
It is. It doesn't smell right, mate. This isn't good.
It's a cheese.
It does. It
It
smells
does.
like off something.
It's not nice.
Something's died in this glass.
So it smells like Stevie's feet.
Lovely. What are you getting on the nose, mate?
For me, I get quite a lot of raw cashew.
Right.
Raw cashew.
Yeah.
So sorry.
Maybe slightly. So there's a slight salinity to it, but that's maybe separate to the nuts.
This ain't right,
I don't know
mate.
what raw cashew smells.
Do you know what this smells like? This
Spoiled cashew has that kind of like almost acetone smell to it. But I can't think of what does a
Just like a natural
fresh cashew.
fresh
yeah.
cashew. Just like a
okay. Cool. I'll take your word for it, my guy. Cashews then.
This smells like you poured this out into a jug, left it for a few days, and then put it back in the bottle.
I mean, theoretically, it's whiskey. That shouldn't make any difference, mate.
No, it does. No, I think it would.
Carlos
you know?
has just messaged me. He's very excited that we've tried his whiskey. So there you go. Carlos, you've just featured your very first time on Uncut and Unfiltered.
But it smells like it's been left out for a few days and put back in the bottle.
It doesn't smell good.
That's what it smells like.
It actually it tastes all right, guys. It does taste good. It smells fucking bizarre. It really does. That's
It does taste
funky.
nice.
Yeah.
wild.
It's funky,
But
it's interesting.
but it's not Highland Park,
No, it's not.
right? Highland Park, I don't expect funk with,
But it is.
but that's like.
But I've never had a pheno
I have a
finish.
feeling like they cut the peat for Highland Park in this end of the peat bog, and for this one they were just like, right, off we go. Let's find a different peat bog
Next to the cheese factory.
Exactly. Yeah, it's not got all of that wonderful sort of top level.
Nah, it's fucking weird on the nose. It's not on the palate, you're right.
It's not heathery. It's not sweet. No,
I was about to say,
get
it doesn't have that top level heather to it. It doesn't have any of that kind of florality and any of that wonderful light peat. It equally doesn't have any of that kind of damp, wet, dunnagey peat to it.
Nope.
It's just weird.
But I think it is super interesting. It's not something that you just sit and kind of like sup on and sit over an evening in front of Netflix. You got to concentrate on it a little bit. But I like it a lot.
Yeah.
I think it's very dependent on your mood, maybe what else we've tried in advance kind of affects the palate.
It's wild.
It is, yeah.
It's probably the most wild Highland Park that isn't a Highland Park that I've ever tried.
How much is it?
That's a good question.
It was £110.
That's too much.
Too much.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. So it's 19 years old, small batch,
I know,
single
but again, we look at
cask.
quality, and for me, these two, priced this one up, obviously, to a 70 centilitre bottle. It's just much better value here.
But is that because of flavour or because of...
Flavour, and with this one, I mean, it's high strength as well, right?
Oh, this was, 54.7.
Okay, that is actually, in fairness, it doesn't taste like.
No, it's very light.
It's quite light for 50. Sorry, I didn't even see the ABV. I thought this was a 48 or something. This must be a single cask.
I would assume
That's literally what I was trying to look for.
Dollars to donuts. That's a single cask. No, they won't have put it there. I don't think because
No, they haven't.
obviously-
because Enigma is theory. They've done small batches.
And I have to say, I love this brand. It's fucking awesome, right? I think the only brand where I love the green bottles. I can't think of another one where I really like the green bottles. I think it's perfect for this, And I mean whiskey brand. Obviously, you've got drinks, spirits brands, or whatever. But yeah, when a whiskey brand, I think this is the one that suits the green bottle. It's cool.
Yeah. I think it's Enigma, right? It kind of it's supposed to have a mysterious edge to it. So I think having a coloured bottle is important for the branding.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why it's exactly that, mate. That's why I love it. It does exactly what you want it to do. It is all about and that's the only thing I don't like about this. Don't call it an Orkney malt, because we know then, right? It's not fucking Scapa, is it?
Yeah, but I mean they've
Call it spade a spade. Just call it a mysterious island, or I don't know. I just think with all of the others, maybe we've been able to finally get down to the crux of, all right, this is 50%. What was it? Kilkerran 50% long row.
Yeah, Kilkerran and
Hazelburn, sorry. Kilkerran and long row probably would have been a little bit much in fairness. But my point being, like, all of the others have been an enigma. This tastes fucking bizarre, but we know what it is. That's the only thing.
I don't know.
I'm picking the smallest of details here. I'm just saying I don't like that.
If you're lucky enough to live close enough to one of the shops, they've always been
super transparent.
Relatively,
yeah. Well, this is why I love the J&A Mitchell team. Whether it's Cadenheads or either of the distilleries, they are all about their consumers. They love sharing that passion, and I think that they get that geeks like us want that extra detail, right?
I like going. I love going to the shop and having a chat with the team there. The guys in London are all great. And shout out to them. Like they're lovely people, and I'm upset. My office in central London is closing at the end of this week, and it is going to significantly limit my opportunities to go have a natter with them on a lunch break or after work.
You've been very privileged, in fairness. You'll have to join the rest of us now, where you have to traipse to get to anything
exactly.
Cadenheads or Springbank related.
What shame.
Obsessing.
I know, it's tough enough, isn't it?
I appreciate your total lack of sympathy as well.
You've got fucking none of it from me, mate. It's interesting. I kind of like the palate, and it is kind of cool and weird. That nose threw me, though. That threw me.
You're right. I think it's significantly better on the palate and the finish than it is on the nose. The nose is funky and weird.
Yeah.
And I think they recognise that as well. And I think
it's amazing how that can happen, isn't it?
And is it the Fino or was it the Spirit to start with?
I can't see it being the Fino. What have they done? Fino's supposed to be the lightest and gentlest, the most flawed. Like, what? It gives all of this? Nah, that can't be. Can't be. I'd be shocked.
Who knows?
Correct. Well,
do you reckon that they acquired the cask
ages ago?
Yeah. Or later on in its journey?
How long is a piece of string, mate? I don't know what you want
reason
to
I'm
say
asking.
Here. I reckon they will have acquired it early in its life. Certainly from...
Well, hold on a minute. Could you ever name Highland Park?
Yes.
Yeah, no, of course.
So when was that?
So sorry. So what they've done is, in 2014, a lot of the distilleries started selling trade name spirit. So Highland Park was sold as Whitlaw from 2014 onwards. Craigellachie, Blue Hill, There's none other examples on the table, but you get the gist, right?
We talked about Williamson earlier, right?
Right, Ardbeg, Williamson, Royal Brackler, Cawdor Springs.
Ardbeg Williamson.
Did I say Ardbeg?
Yeah.
Well, there we go. I just fucking ruined it. Anyway, there you go. That's what happens when you try and be a know-it-all. You end up looking like an idiot.
We get the point.
I know nothing. My point being, and I've fucking forgotten the point now. What was my point?
Trade
name spirits with Highland Park. Get it right. They've done Orkney into the market for a number of years now. My understanding, and this is based on casks of Orkney that I have owned, is that by and large, they come about when Highland Park does a vatting for a bottling and there is spirit left over. So they'll maybe vat 100 casks for a bottling of, say, 10-year-old, and maybe there's, 2 casks left over, 2 casks of liquid left over, because they want to hit a certain number of bottles. And so they'll batch that up and they'll sell it to the open market as vatted Orkney malt.
Okay.
So it's still a single malt Scotch, and it's still obviously Orkney. That's my understanding of where the whole Orkney side of things comes along. But guys, if anyone does know that, for sure, if anyone knows what the crack is, how that happens, please do drop it in the comments below. Let us know. My understanding is Whitlaw came around in 2014, but the Orkney stuff is basically batched vattings of stock that they didn't need for their own allocations.
Which may have happened here.
Which may have happened here, and even if it didn't, it doesn't matter really. We know it's Highland Park, right?
Yep. The reason I was asking is because you never know whether or not, I don't know, picking and choosing. Oh, that's no good. Sell that, but bottle it under our name, kind of thing.
Right. I don't think so with Highland Park. I think they've got far too much juice to be
for sure
going. This one's really good. No, this one's not so good. I think they've got far too much stuff going on. But
this isn't single cask though, is it?
It probably is. 288
But like I say, it's most likely a vatting of potentially hundreds of casks that then there was some leftover liquid that then got put into a single cask. Do you know what I mean?
Which could explain the funkiness, right?
No.
No?
Still, in my mind, no.
Okay.
Potentially the one cask that got put into was weird. That can explain the funkiness. Or somebody added something to it. I'm joking.
Cheese.
Obviously that hasn't happened. Exactly. Some rancid cheese was put in at some point. No, I can't explain that. I think it's really quite nice on the palate, but very bizarre on the nose.
I'll get over it.
Yeah, I don't think I will, but there we go. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Should we move on to the Kilkerran?
Yes. So I failed with bottle 1. Let's see if you enjoy.
Sorry, mate. I failed with my bottle as well, so don't worry.
I won with both mine.
Fuck off.
So
See that happening, mate.
Kilkerran 16.
I don't think you can lose here.
A core range bottle, so we're going back down to 46%. This is this year's batch.
Do you mind if I pour?
4 away, mate. I've only had a couple of drams out of it. I think as with just about any Springbank, Hazelburn, Longrow, Kilkerran, they need a little bit of time, bit of oxygen to open up.
Yep.
But I think this has been open for about 8 to 10 weeks or so now, with a couple of drams taken out of it, and I think we're getting there with this.
Thank you, Jim. Oh, did you pour me one?
I did.
You're very generous. And seeing as you have given me a gift and the gift of your presence, I have a gift for each of you.
Oh.
One of our favourite tasting notes, gents, is Umbongo. Right? It's been coming up again and again and again recently. I love that tasting note. Brings me back to my childhood. Don't know about you guys. Can't remember the last time I tried Umbongo, so I went online. They don't make it anymore. Except they do, apparently, because I've been finding it. Now, I think it's in Lidl or Aldi.
That is what I remember from the adverts as well. It's the proper.
It's all right, mate. This is childhood in a carton. So, one for you.
Amazing.
Oh,
one for you. I have to say,
does it taste the same? Does it taste like you remember it?
When I use Umbongo as a tasting note within whiskey, it tastes so much better than this. This is really sweet, sugary, childish bullshit. Of
course, mate.
I'm sure it will bring you back to your childhoods a little bit.
Well, they've taken all the E numbers out.
Of course they have, but that's probably why it doesn't taste as good, right?
It's got vitamin C in it, though, so, you know. I'm
I wouldn't
thirsty.
count on it for your daily requirements of vitamin
No,
C.
so I
No.
don't drink the litre.
Oh, mate, no, 150 ml has got 60% of your vitamin C in, apparently.
Yeah, and if you
yeah,
drink
fuck it, I'm here for
150
the
ml,
week.
you'll also have cavities and you'll probably die of diabetes.
Yeah. That's fine. No, they replaced the sugar with sucralose over the years.
So, really good. Really, really fantastic for you. Oh, Steve's going straight in.
Straight in. Oh, mate.
So I wasn't expecting this to be quite frankly fucking honest.
Oh, Jesus.
That's a healthy fucking dram of a bongo there, sir.
Cheers. I'm going to have it. The nose. Anyway.
We talking about Kilkerran or the
No,
Let's all down our glasses of Kilkerran. Let's go on to the unbong.
I'm not going to have any before the Kilkerran, but cool. So 16 years old, 46%.
Yeah.
This is the most recent.
release.
Okay.
I think there are still a
bourbon,
few
is it?
places where you can pick it up. That is a great question. It will say on the back, I think. I think there was a little bit of rum or something in this year's.
Yeah, there's something different about it. There's definitely something.
Doesn't say.
It doesn't say?
Nope.
Shit. Let me use the power of Google.
God, again,
World
nose,
Wide
the
Web.
nose to the palate. Worlds apart. Worlds apart. I'm getting quite a typical Kilkerran nose. That rich, beautiful peat. Everything that I want and more. Come here, Trick. And on the palate, it's really...
It's very soft.
I might need that hat because it's a little bit thin, mate.
It's quite soft though as well.
Very soft. It's maybe a little overly soft.
Triggs agrees.
Yeah.
His voice.
So the 16-year-old this year, 70% bourbon,
Right.
20% sherry, and 10% rum.
Okay.
The rum's fucking it up.
Of course it is.
I'm just saying, straight away, there's something about that was
If you
not
didn't
right.
tell him that.
No. If you didn't tell me that, I would have said there's something.
This
There's
is lovely.
something odd about this. Something's not right here, lads. I smell something funny, and I think it's the rum. So sorry, how much? What of what?
70, 20,
70,
10.
20, 10.
70
Bourbon.
Yeah, 20 sherry. Very light, if any. Barely taste it.
and not the best quality of all. I mean, they've got some of the best quality sherry casks going. I don't think they've used some of the. I think they've used some refill sherry here.
Oh, absolutely. I don't think
refill sherry.
Yeah.
I like this.
Yeah, no, it doesn't taste like sherry to me. It's not Kilkerran to me.
Really?
Not to me. On the nose, it's Kilkerran. On the palate, it's.
I think there's a little bit of do we go towards Mbongo as a note?
We can, if you want, mate.
Nowhere near it, mate.
What happened to the? I swear there was a griller.
Stevie is completely lost focus.
Yeah.
I swear there was a griller. You fucking pleb. Yeah, no, dude.
Says the man that bought a case of Umbongo.
Off of the internet.
Yes. And granted, the delivery driver looked at me as if there might
your
be
son
something
in?
wrong.
Got a delivery for your son.
Yeah.
I was reported shortly after the delivery took place.
Did the
No, don't go there.
No, yeah, I don't even know what you're going to say. Don't say it. It's a good, that's a good fucking call, Stevie. Well
Stevie
done.
knows. Stevie knows.
Stevie's keeping us all out of prison right now. Well done. Good man. Yeah, to me, I'm sorry. That's not Kilkerran.
No?
No, I don't like it.
A little bit of slightly greasy peat, nice little bit of fruit.
You're probably comparing it to the filthy Kilkerrans that you love and enjoy. The
that's what
fives,
Kilkerran is.
the eights,
What you've got here is that kind of...
Did you try the 20-year-old rum cask that was the festival bottling this year?
Yeah, we had the sample.
Yeah, we had the first look at it, actually, on our...
So we had it when we
When I said to Andrew,
brought back
we
in
were
the sample.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we were the first. We were the first people outside the distillery to taste it, but it was super elegant and refined. It wasn't.
I didn't mind that one, did I? I thought that was
Yeah.
okay.
Asking
Yeah.
Because I can't remember entirely. I think I didn't mind it. Because I tried it with you. It was just me and you who had that one.
Yeah, and then we did have it on. Did we have it on a podcast?
No, we had it with the Me and You podcast where it was like a
Yes, we
final
did.
welcome.
Yeah,
or
it
whatever.
was all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did enjoy it. Yeah,
And
there's
I
still
enjoyed
some.
that. And that's what I'm saying. I'm
there's
not
still
being
some
a prick
left.
just because it's in rum. There was something straight away. I was like, and I just think it's, as I say, it might need to borrow his hat. I think it's a bit thin. You know?
Well,
It's
I
a
mean,
bit-
it's the lowest. We're 6-7 drams in, and it's 46%, right?
yeah. But even at
and-
46%, I mean,
Which is interesting because for me, that kind of slightly kind of greasy liquor peat at the end kind of adds a bit of body to it. You know,
that's interesting. The liquor peat is at the beginning. It's right at the forefront for me. And then it just goes into this like kind of,
Yeah, I got the peat in the beginning.
you get the peat.
Yeah, and then it softens out and gets a bit creamy.
Right, but it wants to get creamy,
So
but
it
it's not getting there. It wants to hit this banana note, and it's not getting there. It wants to hit these kind of fruity, appley.
It
just-
does.
It doesn't
it stops.
reach it. It's like, we won't.
Yeah.
Go to Campbelltown. You try it there. Don't worry, mate. You know what I mean? It's like,
I think we've been spoilt.
sorry.
We're not spoilt, sorry.
If you
I think
didn't tell me that this was Kilkerran, I would probably have come at it with a different point of view. And I probably
That's what I
wouldn't be
mean.
being so
I think it's
harsh.
almost like
But Kilkerran, this brand, this means something. And to me, yes, it means that lick of peat, but it also means that dirty, greasy, syrupy.
it is greasy for me at the end.
It's very light grease. Somebody spilt a bit of grease. I want someone pouring grease down my throat.
I don't think you can spill grease. Anyway,
Shut up. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not enough. It's
Right.
not there. It's not.
So we need to. The conclusion of this is we need to
More grease.
waterboard Jake with some grease.
more grease.
While screaming, Kilkerran at me. And
Yeah.
that's a Friday night, mate. That's fucking brilliant.
All right,
I like it.
You like
I
it?
like it.
I do like it. Yeah. Yeah.
I see the
Isn't
thing.
it-
I think with Kilkerran, like there's two sides to Kilkerran. There is the quite aggressively kind of funky industrial side, and I think there is increasingly this more elegant side to it, and this shows off that elegant side to it, which I kind of appreciate.
I think it's coming out of its rebellious teenage years and maturing a little bit.
Yeah.
Do you know what it is about this? And we'll come on to it actually in our next episode, because our next episode, guys, is going to be long row.
Oh, it's going to be a, dare I say it?
It's going to be mad. And the one bottle of long row, which I've actually brought with me because it's the only bottle of long row I've ever not enjoyed. What is it? 21.
Oh,
I don't think any of us enjoyed the 21 long row, right?
I
I don't remember.
Not properly. In comparison to long row, you think long row, would you immediately go for the 21?
Oh, sorry. Yes, yeah. No.
because I don't think it's because it's a very gentle long grow, and you can get a lot more long grow for less.
Right. Correct. And so what I
Saying
would
that
say
the
about that
20-year-old
long row...
bourbon.
Yeah, okay, that was an oddity, though. That was rare. That was fucking cool. That was a single cask.
Yes.
Or a small batch.
But that's 250
what I would say
quid.
about, though... Okay,
Sorry?
no, price-wise, I'm not talking about value here. I'm talking about taste. I'm purely talking about taste. And you're right. That's one of the main reasons we dislike the Long Row 21. It is pricing us out. I think that Kilkerran and Long Row, as a standard, not a rule of thumb, there's that 20-year-old, there's other ones, fine. But as a standard, need to be bottled at a younger age. And I think that that's where they sit well.
So here's where I do agree to disagree. And this is, I nearly bought this bottle because it's fantastic and I'm enjoying it every single time I have it. But I thought it wasn't super accessible, which is why I'm not going to bring it. I've got a cage bottle that I picked up during the festival that is a...
Filthy dirty, I'd say.
It's a 13-year-old fresh sherry Kilkerran.
Nice.
And it is like... I was going to say something inappropriate that would get us cancelled.
Please don't. Can you see how respectful we're being for you at home? I hope you're enjoying that, okay? That's all.
I'm very curious to what you were going to say.
You'll tell us later, don't
I will tell you later. It's a properly, like the Kilkerran 8, both at the same time grown up, but also somehow more intense. Like the sherry in it is banging. Like there's a real, like the peat is actually somehow more intense than
Why are you telling me about this? You bought this shit. You're telling me about something that's amazing. What is going on here? Hey, Jake, I could have bought you this incredible dram. Let me tell you about this incredible dram. Instead of bringing it out, I bought this shit. There you go. Try that instead.
We know your game, mate.
What about, mate?
We know your game. What are you enjoying lately? This.
I am enjoying this.
Save the good stuff.
I am enjoying
I've got a really good bottle at home. I didn't want to waste it on you, so you can try this one instead.
I brought something that hopefully other people at home can enjoy.
Guys, if you're at home and you've tried the 13-year-old that he's tried and you've tried this, let us know what's better.
This isn't single cask, is it?
No,
Those
that's
are
one of
just
their-
big batch.
How much did you pay?
This is £65.
Oh, okay. I thought you said...
No, from an accessibility point of view, I do appreciate
This is
comparing the long
second
road to
cheapest.
Easy to get?
they're easy.
Pretty easy. Yeah, I mean, if you look online and Google it, like quite a lot of people have sold out. You will be able to find it, especially if you've got a can.
Sorry, we're talking about J&A and Mitchell here. Kilkerran's always the easiest to come across.
Yes.
Always you can find stuff like that. And in the auctions, they don't go crazy.
No.
So, well, listen, I appreciate you bringing us the dregs of your cupboard there. You're so kind and generous.
You're going to like my long rope.
Okay, all right. Well, look, with that being said, maybe we should wrap up there. Guys, for all of you at home, we appreciate, we haven't been getting our weekly episodes over the last month. No excuses for that. We want to get you more episodes.
There is. We're fucking busy.
Yeah, I know we're busy, but I don't like making excuses.
We have a company to run.
We do have a company to run, and we've got a whole other channel. So if you've been waiting for more Uncut,
we are
Unfiltered,
gutted, yeah.
check out the Whiskey Baron channel, because we are pumping out stuff there almost on a weekly basis now. Really, really high quality stuff. Stevie is doing a phenomenal job, as is Ian, coming along with all of these distillery tours.
Bonus.
That is your Christmas bonus, mate. Exactly, a bit of umbongo. We're going to be getting out episodes every 2 weeks for the next month or so here on Uncut and Unfiltered. So, please do bear with us. We're going to get back on track, and going into 2025, we'll be raring and ready to go. But gents, really, really glad to be back together. It's great to see you both. Let's end it here for now, and we'll go on to next week.
Are we buying or no buying? Or are we skipping that?
It's been so long, mate. I didn't even remember.
I'm happy to skip it.
May I help you?
Yeah,
Should we just...
No. Let's do a bye.
All right,
of course we got to give it a wrap up for people at home. All right, let's do
go for it.
a quick one.
Let me quickly find. Sorry.
Well, that's not a quick one. Let's start with the Bushmills. £35.
Buy. Super buy.
£35.
It's on offer normally as well.
Bargain shopper here.
It's a buy. It's just a buy. It just sneaks in.
Really?
I think after the Aaron and these other drams,
£100.
well, we don't know. Stevie's about to find
Well, it's
out.
near enough £100. That's 35.
Yeah.
That's delicious. Don't get me wrong. I'll probably buy one of them as well. But
Yeah.
come on.
So I said buy. I said buy. What?
You said
peer
it's just a
pressure.
buy. The people at home, give them a bit of a
No.
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 I refuse. All right, Ian's not bending, which is fair enough. We wouldn't ask him to.
This lady's not for turning or whatever.
This what?
That's what Margaret Thatcher said.
Oh, okay.
Not. Oh God. Now I'm like no.
You got yourself in a world of trouble.
Oh.
I don't get into politics.
Showing
What I
it-
get into his Bushmills.
Showing his age there, mate.
Yeah, exactly.
Who's Margaret Thatcher?
The dead lady.
How much is it?
90 quid.
90 quid. All right, so we started off with the Bushmills. It's a buy. Moving on to the Aaron, £90. Obviously, you bought it. You buying another?
I would buy another.
Just a strong buy.
It's a strong buy, yeah.
Strong buy.
90 for a 10-year-old Aaron is pretty steep.
Is it?
Yes.
For a single cask?
Single cask, 10-year-old. It's getting up there. It is
I
getting
wouldn't say it's
Yeah, I think some of the
pretty
stuff that
steep.
Jack bought, like maybe it was small batch stuff at cask
Jack
strength.
bought
was
that decades ago, mate.
Yeah, in fairness, Jack's been collecting Aarons since the day Jesus died.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, listen, I agree it's up there, but I wouldn't say pretty steep. Anyway.
It's a pre-label.
I'm being defensive here.
It's
so-
pre-label. It's
if
tasty.
you look at it and compare it, like, there's a lot of 15-year-olds in that sort of. Do you know what I mean?
Do you know what? I enjoyed my dram of that, and I would probably have another dram of it if
Yeah.
I was offered it. I don't think I need a bowl. It's a don't buy, but it's a pretty close run thing.
Fair play. Yeah, I'm kind of in between you both, to be honest. I would probably just about buy it. And you know what would put it over for me is the fact that Seb owns the brand, and I've been lucky enough to try it already, and I know it's really good.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we like supporting fellow people
I'm
in the
all
industry,
about
don't we?
supporting- Yeah, no,
you know?
100%, 100%. You've got to, man. Why are you laughing at that?
I'm just pushing that in. You know?
Oh, right. Okay.
I like Seb too. You bastard.
I'm joking. I'm joking. You got to enjoy it through me.
It's a big buy. across the board, I think.
Yep.
Maybe not for Ian,
No.
but, you know, he's miserable, so there we go. Moving on to the Manzanilla, I think this has been the winner of the day. How much was this?
I think I got it at 50 quid at auction.
50 quid. These are 20 centilitre bottles, guys, so we appreciate for the full whack, you are looking at what?
I think they're about. I think about 134.
75?
No, I think because if you buy a full whack out of the distillery, I think they're 104. So.
Oh, sorry. I'm talking about because Stevie bought this at auction, so I'm
Yeah.
just leveling it up. If you do it as a £50 bottle, that's 25 for 10 centilitres. So it's
Yeah. Okay. Right. Yeah.
yeah. So that's how I was doing it. But okay, let's just work off of this one, 20 centilitres, because I like the fact that they do them. It's
cool.
20 centilitres. It makes it a lot
Cute,
more
it comes in a
accessible.
little tube. Not
So £50 for a 20 centilitre. Stevie, you've obviously bought it.
don't buy any more ever.
Not good.
Nah, they're rubbish.
I think he's having you on there.
Rubbish.
Gaz. Tell the people what you really think, Stevie.
It's an oosh.
Oh, well, give it some then. There's been a while. Come on, the people at home want a proper oosh.
Oosh!
Jesus Christ. Okay, there we go. You asked for it. You got it. All right, Ian, moving on to the Manzanilla.
This is a proper like fucking like He-Man.
Yeah?
Like I have the ooh.
Okay, a double oosh. I like it. You know what? I'm going to join the party. I'm going to go more along the lines of Simba and go, oosh. Beautiful. Absolutely
It's the
delicious.
circle of oosh.
It's the circle of oosh.
Sounds gross.
It sounds strangely sexual, but there we go. Bunnahabhain doing what Bunnahabhain does
not what I was
so
intending.
well.
It's so good.
Manzanilla, really, really good. This is 332. Cast number 332. If you've tried it, let us know. It's a triple oosh. That's rare. Triple oosh.
It's good.
That's good. Should we finish then?
Good.
I'm excited about this. £140. I liked it. It didn't get the reception I was hoping for. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Right.
Ian, we know what you're going to say.
So don't buy from me.
I know it's a don't buy from you, Ian. Stevie, where are you?
140 quid.
£140.
I might take a punt on it.
Maybe just scrapes across?
Yeah.
Just to buy.
Yeah. Look, it's single cask Craigellachie. It's not as good as we've had before,
Okay.
but they can't all be
No, they can't.
great.
They should all
They should
be.
be. Yeah.
However, you enjoyed it. Would you buy another one, or is it an oosh?
Yeah, you know what? I was verging on an oosh before, and
Don't let
I've
us-
kind of been talked out of it a little bit here today.
Oh, don't, mate.
I think I'm going to have to go back to it. I really enjoyed sharing it with people at Edinburgh Whiskey Festival. I'm now wondering if everyone was just being really polite and kind of walking out behind me and going, that guy's fucking nuts, this is shit. I don't think it is. I think it's great. I think it's a very strong buy. I'm not going to go for an oosh. It was kind of maybe in that borderline area. I personally would give it a strong buy. And I probably will buy another one of these. But you know what I'm like, guys. I've got a bit of a problem for Craigellachie. I love it. So, yeah, it was cool for me. One just about, one no, and one strong buy. Moving on to the weirdest non-Highland Park Highland Park that we've ever had. A true enigma from Cadden Heads. This is 70? 65?
Pounds? No, 110.
Sorry. I don't know what.
Because the Kilkerran was 65.
Okay, cool. Sorry. £110, correct, yes. £110 for the Cadden Heads. Stevie's pouring himself another on bongo. This has gone so bizarre. These are just little tidbit gifts.
Guys, if you want to see more episodes where we just
drink childhood drinks of
Jake
juice.
buys us cartons of squash, and we, bring bottles that we're drinking lately, let us know, because I think I'm enjoying this. £110?
Yeah.
Don't buy. No, not for me.
Go on, Jake.
It's my show, mate. I'll go last. Thank you very much.
I bought one and I'm enjoying it.
Would you buy another one?
I don't think I'd buy another one.
Okay, but it's still a buy?
Yeah. It needs to. I mean, if you buy
voice went
one,
up.
if you buy one,
It's a lie.
He's lying. Yeah. Oh, man, I'm up here. Join me up here. I'll definitely buy another one.
If there's any body language experts watching, could you analyse that?
Please don't, because they'll come in and we'll all be ripped apart. We've
Yeah.
done like 80 episodes now. They'll probably put us in some fucking asylum. We don't need that.
no, I'm happy having bought one. I'm going to enjoy this.
You're
Yeah, I'm good.
Right. Yeah, no, I'm with Stevie. I'm sorry. It's a don't buy from me. It is borderline. It's not as bad as I initially thought from the nose, but for 110 quid, I mean, I can think of better things to do with 110 quid, basically.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. You bought it. Thank you very much for sharing it. It's always nice to try something that you wouldn't buy. And
You could buy
to be
two of
honest,
these.
Like I say, that's such a better value for money. I'd throw that in the bin if it was one or the other. Come on.
Wow.
But you didn't buy this.
No.
So I think it's good to trade these things that we don't enjoy. You go with yours, I'll go with mine. We'll live our good lives and we'll be okay. Kilkerran 16 to finish off. £65 for this one.
Yep.
I'd buy that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Cool.
As did I.
Two strong
it's
buys.
a strong buy. Yep.
And one don't buy. I'm
It's
sorry.
really good value.
It's a very good
16
value.
years old.
Correct.
Kilkerran.
It's a great value. I wouldn't put
Yeah.
anybody off. I don't like rum. There was something wrong with this.
How many 16-year-old single malts at 46% natural color, non-chill filter can you get for £65?
None. And from a value perspective, it's phenomenal.
Yeah.
But again, we talk about value perspective. I buy this, even though 11-year-old, 140 quid, steep, quality, worth it. 50 quid for a 20 cents a litre for a 12-year-old, steep, very, very well worth it. This is phenomenal value. It's just not for me. So I think there's loads of people out there that will really enjoy this. And I think you're right. I think it sings to the lighter, sweeter, gentler side of Kilkerran. That's not where I live. I live in the dark, deep pits of Kilkerran filth. And that's where I belong. So if you're on the other end of the spectrum,
Who's that goblin in the
That's
corner of the
fine.
distillery? Oh, that's Jay.
just splash some Kilkerran in his face as you walk past and he won't attack you, don't worry.
Like,
That's me. That's
right.
me.
So if you see someone naked in the corner of Kilkerran Distillery in the dark,
No rum.
I'm some sort of Kilkerran troll now.
Yeah.
It's lovely.
it's the,
All right.
the golem of Kilkerran.
If we have any artists,
Very precious.
I don't want to become a bridge troll. Fuck's sake. Right, well, it's wonderful to be back.
but I don't buy.
That's true. That's
From
not
Bongo.
I've not tried it
In
yet.
fairness, I don't even know how much they cost. I bought like
What, a quid?
I bought a thing.
Where are they from?
I don't know.
Iceland or
I bought a
something?
thing of 6 of them, so I have
You've
4
opened
bottles
yours.
of Mbongo to go through myself,
Oh, God,
which
that'll
I
do.
just don't need.
I've opened yours because you want to save.
Is that going in your collection? Is it? That's right up on the shelf.
It's going into auction.
Oh,
Yeah, that's all right. That brings back some memories.
all right, guys. Well, listen, I think we've come to the end of the episode here. We will be back. As we say, it's going to be a couple of
That's a
2-week
buy.
stints now for a minute. Really great to have you back, though. Thank you so much for joining us for another episode of Uncut and Unfiltered. We will see you next time. It's going to be longer. We'll see you there. Slash of that.